Props to BDD for the Aatrox pick and starting out some of
Alrighty,
the
let's get ready
early
to rumble here.
advantages for the
Going
team that they
into
were able to
game
pull off.
2 here
C9 have chosen
between
blue side,
C9
Gen G.
and Gen G. Let's get this so we can actually have our audio evened out here just fine. Aphelios, Nami going to be banned out on the side of C9. Twisted Fate and LeBlanc on the side of Gen G. I was really pretty happy with C9 kind of getting all on the same page with that combo. Sort of a wombo combo play in the last game. Gen G unfortunately able to actually eke it out even though C9 had an early advantage. Now it comes down to what else can C9 actually want to do, because it feels like they're actually stepped into the spirit of let's just pick something that we're going to be good and comfortable at, and make Gen G perhaps just react. Because frankly, if that combo, that Jarvan, that Jarvan Yasuo combo had actually worked out, then Gen G would be forced to actually try to figure out, like, what do we not want to deal with? But right now, the bans are going to stick pretty straight and simple. C9 actually getting rid of the Jarvan, so it looks like they might be actually going for a different set of goals and ideas in this game. Looks like the misfortune and the only going to be picked up by them. Gen G, although Gen G themselves actually keeping pretty much along the straight and narrow in this game too. The Rakan actually now rising up as one of their first picks just to keep an engaged support in their pocket. And frankly, the Enchanter dash engage aspects of Rakan may be the reason that he's actually risen up in priority so hard and so heavily. Lee Sin's going to be grabbed for Clit, and now Ruler going to have his Jhin. I do appreciate that this Poppy's coming up here for Blabber or for Fudge. It's one or the other. It's really actually going to do a lot of work to prevent Life and Clit from getting in on Zen and Perks, sort of as necessary. So this could actually be really good and really funny. It would be a slight playstyle difference for Blabber. It's like, hey, don't really go in too much. In fact, just if you could just stay close to Zen or Perks, let them do the carrying and hit W to prevent anyone from coming in to mess with them. We'll see if that actually ends up becoming part of how C9 even want to play, and really kind of hope that Blabber doesn't go off the deep end with seeing any options or seeing any proactive moments. All right, secondary ban phase: Azir, Kennen, Jace, and Irelia. So about 3 top side bans here, getting rid of at least BDD, getting rid of the LCK super passive but late game carry pick that is the Azir. And here comes, like, so C9 are still sticking to just whatever their sort of game to set of picks that they want are. Malphite going to come in for Fudge. We've seen very good stuff out of that. And Silas coming in for Perks in the mid lane. And that's blind. So he's seen 4 of the 5 picks, and the Syndra, so Syndra matchup into Silas can get a little rough for the Silas early on, until we get to closer to level 6. Like, he's got to get some levels in him, get some health, get some points into that Kingslayer so he can actually really sustain himself through. Excuse me. But Silas has a few decent ults. The Charm, I think, would probably be his biggest priority for his ults to hijacked, just to, well, speed him up, stun up, charm up targets, and then blow them up. So a lot of agency here for Perks on this pick. It's going to be a big question of how they want to actually start this one out. Poppy will have a pretty good clear, actually. There should not be much of a pacing issue or pathing issue with the Poppy versus sort of the Lee Sin. It kind of comes down to how early do Cloud9 want to try to activate, because there is kind of a level 6 timer kind of waiting for the Malphite, unstoppable force. Because Malphite doesn't really do much before that. His ultimate's kind of everything about him. And I'm also curious to see, since there are 3 there's 3 physical damage characters on the side of Gen G, how Fudge actually is looking to build in this game. He's gone for a spell book, so he'll be able to actually rotate between his teleport and other summoner spells. So not really indexing too greatly into At least I don't think he's expecting to have a lot of trades with Rascal, so his ability to build up a higher health pool with, say, Grasp isn't really there, and he's not really actually, and because he didn't take the um he didn't take the other the other fortified, the one that where he gets the CCI. Since he didn't actually take that rune, he's actually really like limited how tanky he can be, at least peak tanky he can be on this Malphite. So it kind of is suggesting, I think, that he's going to end up in a much more AP bruisery realm, much like we saw back. I think it was actually last in play-ins that they played this. I think it was because I don't think they actually like had a. I don't think they played Mal. I don't think Malphite's really been played much since play-ins. I think it's only been played like 2-3 times at the most now. What are these two up to? Alright, Fudge just trying to check and make sure there's not going to be an invade here, but Rascal's going to go on over. I think Fudge is just trying to make sure that Rascal doesn't go and put a ward in. And he did not. But a lot of red pings over there by the blue buff. Genji might actually assuming that Blabber is starting topside, which should mean that they are not really going to cross paths, at least Clid and Blabber. And now Sven. Oh, good little engage to start. He's going to get on to Ruler, get the Zenith Blade proc. So health trades for Vulcan to Ruler is a pretty good trade. Not too much yet. Now Rascal gets to start bullying Fudge here with this ranged advantage. Only gets 3 autos off. That's a pretty good start. The Corrupting Pot and Biscuits are there for Fudge, so this shouldn't be too much of an issue. But this does mean that early on, I was trying to actually think about this earlier, but the, ooh, good little cheeky catch there for Parks trying to trade back here. But Prio is going to be pretty much given over to Genji in their top and mid lane, which means that if, it could get pretty troublesome. For Blabber, there could be some invade potential from Clid, since there's not much that the mid lane or top laner can do to help protect Blabber and his jungle. This would also mean that, like, it's a good thing that they're pathing as they are. So they actually planned for this quite well. So C9 actually this actually ends up being kind of backwards in a way. It might actually set up for some cheekiness, since Blabber started bot side and it went top. There was an assumption that he was going to start, I guess, top side and go through the bot side of his and end up in the bot side of the map, and he's going to be there now. They're going to be able to see him with this ward, and that's a pretty good prediction right there. A little bit of bonus XP and gold. But yeah, so Blabber is going to be able to secure that bot scuttle, since the only lane of Prio that they have. Oh, that stun's going to actually connect here. And Perksy's going to go down. He's actually going to be able to interrupt it. And that's going to be so close. But Clid will take first blood with this E. And that was actually way, way close. That was actually a pretty sick interrupt there by Perks. I don't know if he even planned to do that. But that abduct and interrupt onto Clid was pretty nutty. Alrighty, so back to brass tacks. Teleports coming in from the mid laners to at least keep their Prio. Oh, BD actually wants to make a move topside here. No level 6 available. Level 4 on Fudge. They're trying to actually punish this. Clid is arriving as well, so they've got a little bit of time, but there's going to be plenty of damage here. Rascal's going to get him secured down. The setup from BDD is perfect. This is going to give Perks time in the mid lane to try to trade out that value, because Fudge getting a lot of gold isn't really there. They need him to get the XP, get to his level 6, so he can actually be a champion, if you will, in this game. So, pretty good proactive play there from BDD to help Rascal get ahead here topside, and kind of see about slowing down the growth and the leveling of this Malphite. But it's pretty much going to be inevitable. He's not doing too badly. He's only 11 CS down from Rascal. Rascal has been doing a pretty good job. He's even gotten himself a Vampire Acceptor to really swing home that trade potential. So like refillable and Vampire Acceptor, not to mention the fleet footwork for Rascal on this Graves just means like he's never really going to be pushed out of lane. He's going to leave lane when he wants to. He's not going to leave when he's got like really low health. It's going to be a cleanse use up our ruler. They're chasing this one down. So a lot being used by Genji to get out of that. Heal being used by Sven. I guess trying to like really speed up or enable Vulcan. Doesn't lead to much other than health trade. Fudge gotta put this ward out here, but it's gonna be a 3-man dive here. Fudge is just gonna have to leave and just kind of sacrifice this wave to just not let anything happen. Perks needs to get something done or get this mid wave shoved. And I think Blabber is heading up into, yeah, he's gonna head up into Klid's jungle. So they're trying to trade some value here. They're trying to actually get a 3-man dive, I think, onto this bot side to try to actually trade this one out here. Fudge still trying to weave back and forth between all of the threats. Ruler and Life are going to leave their turret as well. So we're kind of having just a cross map exchange. And frankly, putting gold onto this Misfortune and Leona is probably going to be a better trade-off altogether. It's going to be really unfortunate for just how far behind Fudge is going to end up. Oh, there's going to be the stun here, kick, connection, and that's going to be another kill over for Klid. Perk's just unable to really dodge that Scatter the Weak from BDD, and it just ends up being the perfect setup for Klid to just secure some more kills here. So that's 3 kills going over, 3 assists for BDD, 2 for Klid, 1 for Rascal. And Blabber has really yet to get involved in this game here. Blabber's actually going to end up brawling out with Klid in the jungle, and they're going to go their separate ways. But there is there's some trouble in paradise right now. Cloud9 bringing out the unique pick of the Malphite, which bodes quite well into the comp at hand that they're facing, but unfortunately there's just not a lot of proactive play, and the prio in these lanes is really getting punished by BDD and Klid, frankly. Genji just pretty up and happy to make Cloud9 kind of regret their picks. Fudge has reached level 6. He is gone, yeah, he's now like 30 CS down, which is a pretty rough state to be in, all things considered. He'll be pretty fine. Yep, 1.4k in the advantage of Rascal. But if they can actually get a good swing off from a fight or from a skirmish, this could all work out just fine. 800 gold lead in the mid lane. What else we got? All right, 300 gold lead for Sven, at least in the bot lane. So the winningest lane right now for C9 is going to be bot lane. The rest needs to kind of turn around, and it may have to be around this herald. That's why C9 has brought up Vulcan for this, and it looks like they're gonna be able to actually secure this first herald. So even with the prio and all the advantages that Genji have acquired early on, they actually don't secure the first herald, which is a little disappointing. I think that really should have, if they actually secured that, I think, along and getting even more of these turret plates down, it would have actually really cemented their early game. Because right now it's a almost 2,000 gold lead at like 9 minutes into the game, which if you've been watching this whole tournament, it kind of usually ends up like whoever gets the early game with a lot of these high discipline teams like LCK and LPL teams. It kind of bodes, it kind of ends up being that they're going to be the ones to win it. But I think we should be seeing a little bit more proactivity out of Cloud9 here soon to really keep themselves in this game and keep themselves relevant for when we find ourselves in our first major fight. If even just a skirmish, like a good breakdown, like Poppy early on is really great for skirmishes. So I don't see why they should not even test the waters or really just go for something. Genji going to pick up the Cloud Drake. No, is actually baiting for it. They're looking for some trouble here. Question mark beam is going to come out from Sven bot side. He doesn't really have any protection. Perks is super low. Teleport on him. You'd have to back off if he wants to actually like teleport over to really help Sven out. And the pressure from Klid across the map is kind of really setting up, like wherever Klid is, turret plates are kind of going to go down. He doesn't even really need to do anything, which kind of lets you know he's really doing his job quite well. Roller's going to rotate mid. Perks, I think you're way out of line there, bud. I don't know why you want to actually go forward on that one. He's going to miss his abscond abduct, and that was really unfortunate and I feel like a misread. Like you knew that at least Klid was bot side. I didn't really feel like much of your support was close enough to help you. Like Blabber was there, but goodness, that was less than ideal. So Perks 0-3 at the start of this game. He actually just used his teleport, I think, to get back to lane. So his Herald's going to get dropped out of just like necessity. Or Blabber was actually meaning to scan things out, and now the Herald is just being used arbitrarily. And they're gonna they need to actually index some resources here. Vulcan's arriving, so this is actually gonna time out and work out pretty well. They just need to actually like get this thing to charge into the turret. Perks trying to stay close enough for it. That's gonna be a good bit of chunk of damage onto it, but onto the Herald. And it's gonna get stopped. So the entire proactivity that's gonna come from that play is just not there. Blabber's actually gonna get caught out here. He's gonna get blown up. And that kill's going to go over to Clid once more. So Clid just having like a monstrous performance here. And C9 just not really like catering to the Herald to really bring it home to actually get those turret plates taken down. And now any chances of getting like Perks back into this game outside of like a really successful skirmish and team fight are kind of lost. Because that should have been like the great equalizer in this early game. That is actually a tragedy. That is actually pretty much a tragedy in terms of how the gold in this game is going to be moving around here. Teleport coming in here from BDD. I think they want to punish Fudge one more time here, and he still has nothing but armor, so BDD will be able to get a lot of damage done here. Fudge is kind of aware of this. He's going to actually step back on one. He's actually just going to go straight on in onto BDD, and he's going to not be able to dodge the scatter the weak here. BDD is just not missing anything here. Blabber trying to actually recover what he can, but BDD and Clid are actually just hard carrying this game right now, and there's not much that C9's been able to really do to stop it. Blabber is a little bit behind some of these plays, or at least countering these plays. That's going to be 2 turret plates over to Ruler. Gen, not the greatest, hyper carry in the game, like ever, but more gold in the pockets of Gen G's players is just never going to go well. Perks, I don't know if you're going to win this fight, man. Level advantage on Perks' side, but he's going to have to leave it. 3-0. Gore Drinker already finished. He already has his mythic. Perks still working with pieces. And that'll be, yep, that's how that was expected. Because it's going to be able to actually win these fights. Level down, but still this jungler is stronger than your mid laner, and that is not going to go well. Now Warline's going to get pushed up here by Gen G. And these chickens will be contested for, if not entirely stolen. That's where I don't think Blabber on this Poppy pick is going to really like work out. Like it's good in a conceptual play to prevent the recon, prevent Clid from being able to get in with these high mobility champions. But it just isn't going to like be a pick that Blabber is all too comfortable with and knows how to like really make plays with, I think. It's also just been really unfortunate that Clid's just been able to like outdo most of C9, and Blabber's not really been able to, I guess, either read or counter the situation. So right now, 5,000 gold in Gen G's favor without really much fighting, without really much happening. It's been mostly this priority early on in the lane here. These dives have really just done everything. There's not really been a fighting back moment here for Cloud9. They are going to have to just find themselves like a whirlwind of a team fight if they want to have a chance of really like contesting back into this game. First Drake went over to Gen G. I don't really think that any turret plates were acquired at all by C9, which is probably where most of this gold kind of ends up coming from. Yeah, 4 out of 5 of Gen G's players are like top of the gold chart from the top 4 spots. And Sven is the only like sort of winning condition at this point, and it's just even then, like it's not really going to be enough, and that's the kind of damage the Perk is going to receive just from a Scatter the Weak. So getting a little scary here. Getting a little scary here for C9, and it just feels like it's going to end up being like closer to a wash than it should be here for game 2. Because like Cloud9 come in with the game plan, but as I guess we kind of learn when it's against like these much higher quality players from the East, Fudge going to try to actually contest this one. And it's going to be secured by Rascal, and he's going to start chasing down Fudge. which could be able to just walk away. But when it comes down to like having these just higher quality like players in the lanes, like giving up prio, especially in 2 out of 3 lanes, just ends up being like a death sentence for the early game. It means that like you're not gonna be able to get much done. You're gonna be ganked quite regularly, it would seem. And so your agency and your ability to play the game, your ability for your jungler to like really help out with the team, kind of ends up falling away. Second Drake going to be secured here by Genji after they acquire their second turret of the game. They're now at a 6,000 gold lead and only having to get like 6 kills off of just setups and stuns from BDD. Because he's 0-0-6. He's 100% kill participation at this point in the game. BDD just doing a really great job at this tournament. It was like so far. For just most of it, he made it all the way to playoffs at this point, really. Yeah, Cloud9 just not with a lot of answers. Not with a lot of answers. No proactivity, no dives really yet by C9. No confidence for it, I guess. It's just Blabber just been farming up here. He's got 20 CS over Clid, but Clid's got 3 kills. 3 kills, 2 turrets, 2 dragons. It just feels like Blabber's kind of absent from this game. He's just not been able to really show up, and he's not been really able to affect this game really at all here. And the winning part of the winning lane that at least they had was bot side, and they haven't really like played towards it at all here. And it's entering 17 minutes into the game here, and it just feels like Cloud9 has just fallen flat like in this game. They have great brawl potential. The Malphite is a fun little pick, but it has yet to get like used here. Sven's gonna be like Gale Force away. The charm is gonna land, but it'll be fine. So Sven keeping it together, not doing too badly. Here comes a big teleport play here. Both teleports coming in from C9 and Fudge, but they actually need to catch someone. They're not going to be able to catch anyone at all here. Clid's going to be in the backline, but no one's really going to be aware of that here. That's going to be a kick on, and that's going to be a dead Poppy here. Bullet Time's going to come over, but it's not really going to get anything. It's going to zone some people out here. And now Perks, he's going to be in trouble as well here. It's going to abscond back on. Everfrost's going to come across as well. Going to get the Kingslayer to actually get some heals. Shutdown gold goes over to Perks here, and Perks is just dodging left and right. He's finally going to go down to Rascal, but now here comes the overflow from Genji. And I think where you are, Vulcan, is less than ideal. He's going to get interrupted. He's going to get blown up. This second hurl is going to get used. And Genji are out the gates with a vengeance, frankly. And this game, too, feels like almost all but over. Was it 4, 5, 7,000 gold lead for Genji 18 minutes into the game. Usually we don't see like that kind of great breakout lead until like Baron is even alive, but we're at 18 minutes into the game, and Genji, up until that death of Clid, we're kind of edging towards a perfect game at a record-breaking pace, frankly. Look, try to, yep, and they're gonna be able to steal that red buff. So this game's kind of a disaster at this point for Cloud9 here. They have to. They went for their fight. They went for their big team fight, and it cost pretty much everyone but Sven their lives. Perks 1, 4, and 0 gets like a little bit of a consolation prize with the death of Lee Sin. And these teleports are they're ready for this fight. Genji like just knew it, and now Vulcan caught out here, trying to get some vision out, trying to defend the jungle, but it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna go down. Ruler with a second kill on his name. And now C9 trying to fight to actually keep their jungle alive and in their hands. Fudge here, Sven here as well, but they are just not able to really. Like Genji are just kind of wasting like C9's time here and just keeping the pressure up here, contesting for micro objectives, basically like these, red buff, blue buffs. All right, now we actually looking for players. So Perks and Blabber going to go in topside here. Life's going to be able to get caught out, but they're not going to be able to actually even catch him. Clid is here as well, and that's going to be a no-go for that fight here. I think Fudge actually has got a good idea here. Looks like he's going to be actually trying to freeze that bot side wave, trying to actually bridge the secretly rising like 70 CS gap between him and Rascal. Rascal being set up now is quite scary. 5-0-1 on the Graves. Rascal's been doing a pretty great job in this game, and it kind of shows on account of the CS difference, and they'll actually get some of those kills. Fudge gonna be going into a pure tank build at this point. If he had any hopes of becoming like a nuclear AP Malphite, those dreams have gone away. And this actually is getting a little bit crazy here. BD is going to get caught out. Upscon Duck's not going to be able to connect here. And he's actually going to go down. And they need to give this kill over. It's going to go over to Perks. He gets the hijack and uses the unleashed power. Good little counter kill over there. They're doing a good job of funneling the gold here into Perks. That is going to be a necessary if they even want to have a chance of coming back into this game. So, let me what did I see? Alright, so Blabber actually with a good like 30 CS lead here in the jungle. Third Drake's going to be secured by Genji. That will be the Infernal Drake. 5 minutes till Soul. I don't really know what C9 can do here in that time to bridge this what is an 8,000 gold lead. Like this game's actually getting a little bit ridiculous in just how far ahead Genji are. Best consolation prize I can provide at this point is that they are going to be a pretty slow Baron taking team. So there's a good bit of potential for C9 to steal or to really mess up Genji. Genji to kind of throw around the Baron. Could expect some sort of problems there. Considering Genji usually has their own batch of problems with their mid to later game decision making. The early games have usually been pretty good. Just listen to LCK commentary. And Sven's going to get caught out here in the rotation, and Klid's going to be able to actually secure that kill. So that's going to be a fall apart for this entire fight here. Ruler holding his own here underneath Tower, and Fudge, he's going to go down as well. So this entire play from C9 has kind of gone apart. Sven, Perk's going to be able to actually secure some other things. Going to jump back on to... Yeah, on to life. He's going to go golden. I'm not sure what else there is to be done. He's going to be able to get another connect. Double kill over to Perks here. He's kind of like winging this one back. It's going to be just him left. I don't think there's much else that really can be done. Dodging left and right. He's trying to get the prediction onto BDD, but it's just not going to work out. Double kill over to Klid. And C9 trying to get themselves into this game here, but Sven getting called out, the rotations from Life and Klid just finding him, and that's going to be Baron here. So no ability to contest for Baron. They go for the play. Genji read it, react, rotate appropriately, and it's going to cost C9 their entire team. Like that was pretty rough to watch from the start there, because out the gates just Sven gets caught out. So Sven's kind of rotating up here. He actually comes through the river. He's going to get spotted, and he's going to get jumped on here. There's not much that can really be done. Perks takes the ultimate from the Rakan, and they just kind of move forward from there. But all 5 people are alive on the side of Genji, and there's already 2 down before Perks can even arrive to start doing anything. He's going to be able to actually catch on to the Jhin and get that kill secured. But he's going to be forced to go golden right here with just the chunk of damage being put out. And he's going to be trying to catch BDD this whole time here. And the only reason he sort of catches a Life in that situation just because Life kind of goes in to defend BDD. But otherwise, everyone else on the side of C9 kind of unable to get anything done. Your other main damage dealer in Sven dead. Fudge dies right after that, trying to get the dive. Like him and Blabber and Vulcan trying to get the kill onto Ruler, and they just can't actually get it done, just the 3 of them. Like they're just too far behind. Engage going to be going on to Ruler the backside here. It's kind of a split of focus here. His bullet time's going to come out as well from Sven. Going to be a knock away by a Blabber to disengage that. So pretty good use of ultimate just to keep what was a botched play now saved. And now C9 can reset a bit. All the ultimates used though. Just the hijack on Perks is really available now. He's got the ultimate from BDD. So unleashed power for him is going to be less than the high potential it could be on oh boy, and that's gonna be a catch out. That's gonna be a dead Sven, and I think that was a scout of the week from BDD. Long range stun, easy fallout for Klid once again here. 7-1-5 on this Lisa and having a monstrous performance. Rascal doing 6-0-2. I think he's just been doing well in these skirmishes, in these fights, and it's just gonna go down to just this here. Inhibs are going to fall. This Baron may actually be the first and last one for this game here. In game 2, maybe just all but over here. It's going to be a 12, 13,000 gold lead for Genji here as we close this one out here. Just a wallet slap, and frankly, if C9, I guess, are going to learn from anything from this game, it's going to be like you can't give up prio. It's going to be an engage here from Vulcan, one last minute chance. Blabber's going to step on up, trying to actually get someone moved into the direction. Perks trying to find a target, but it's just not going to matter. The Nexus is exposed here. Curtain call out from Ruler, and we are about to go get ourselves to game 3 here in NA. In a dire straits here right now. Cloud9 need to find themselves a way out of this. But Genji chugging along perfectly fine and kind of positioning themselves quite well to have a clean run to the quarterfinals.